Please turn on the cameras, everyone. Okay. So welcome back to social science class. This class is basically assigned to history, chapter number 2, nationalism in India. Okay. So we know that so far we discussed a number of different topics from this chapter termed as nationalism in India. Okay. First World War and related social, political, and economical changes in India. The Khilafat movement. The Khilafat movement. Okay. Then we discussed about. Tell me, Vishnupriya. We discussed about. Yeah, Vishnupriya is checking her notes. Okay.
Non-cooperation
Yeah,
movement.
non-cooperation movement. Before that,
Rowlatt Act.
Rowlatt Act. Before that,
Satyagraha.
Satyagraha movement. Before that, yeah, Adidev.
Jallianwala Bagh.
Okay, that is after Rowlatt Act, right? Jallianwala Bagh massacre. Jallianwala Bagh massacre. Okay. So Vishnupriya told the Rowlatt Act. Before that, we learned about Satyagraha Act. Satyagraha, right? Before Satyagraha, Gandhi's return to
First
India.
World War.
Okay, the First World War and its socio-political and economical implication on the Indian economy or India. Okay, now we reached non-cooperation and how the non-cooperation started in towns there. Can anyone tell me how the non-cooperation movement started in towns? Rosebi, tell me the answer. Rosebi, how the non-cooperation movement unfolded in towns.
The movement started with middle class participation in cities.
Okay.
Thousands of students left government controlled schools, colleges, headmasters, and teachers resigned. Lawyers
Okay.
gave up their legal practices.
Okay, fine. Okay. Then.
The council elections were boycotted in many provinces except Madras, where the Justice Party, the party of non-Brahmins, felt that entering the council was one way of gaining some power, something that usually Brahmins had access to.
Okay. Then.
And foreign goods were boycotted, liquor shops picketed, and foreign clothes burned in huge bonfires. The import of foreign clothes halved between 1921 and 1922, its value dropping from rupees 102 crore to rupees 57 crore.
Okay.
In many places, merchants and traders refused to trade goods or finance foreign trade. As the boycott movement spread, the people began discarding imported clothes and wearing only Indian ones. Production of Indian textile mills and handlooms went up.
Okay. So this is how the non-cooperation movement that unfolded in towns there, and we already observed that economical impact of non-cooperation movement. Okay. What is the economical impact of non-cooperation movement there? Okay, import of foreign clothes to India that reduced to half, right? Okay, the value of the foreign clothes that imported by the Britishers to India that reduced from 102 crore rupees worth products to just 57 crore rupees. Okay, worth products in 1922, right? Right? Okay, and the merchants and traders, they refused to trade with the Britishers. Okay, so that's what two questions you got there. One is how the non-cooperation movement unfolded in towns, and what is the economic impact of non-cooperation movement in towns. Okay, the another question, how the non-cooperation movement gradually declined or slowed down in cities. Who is able to speak that? Who's able to give this answer? Rifa Abdul Kalam. So listen, there are number of cameras. It is off. It is off. Repeatedly saying to you people to keep that cameras on. Okay. It's awkward. Okay, I'm frankly telling you people there. Okay, just keep the cameras on. Okay, tell me, Rifa.
Yes, sir. Will you
Yeah.
repeat the question?
Yeah, repeating the question. Okay. How the non-cooperation movement gradually slowed down in cities. I received the notes of number of people with this answer. Now the question is question that I am asking to Ms. Rifa Abdul Kalam, and the Rifa is going to give that answer. Okay, come on, Rifa, first. So what is the question? How the non-cooperation movement is declined or slowed down in cities? Okay, Rifa Abdul Kalam, searching for the answer. Searching, searching, still searching, still searching. I mean, buffering rate. Yeah, searching, searching, not find. The answer is not there. She don't know where is the answer. Is that in the textbook, Rifa?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, then fight fast, fast, fast.
Can I say?
Wait, Ashley, wait. Let's give some time for Rifa. Okay, she's searching, searching. Fast.
Between 1921 and 22,
Ah, yes, that's it. Tell me.
the import of foreign cloth.
That Rose Sebi already told. That is the answer for another question. What is the question? What is the economic impact of
Sir,
non-cooperation?
there were a variety of reasons, like the
What are-
khadi cloth was often more expensive.
Yeah, that's the answer. What is that? Ashik, now Ashik, tell me the answer.
Due to the highly expensive khadi clothes, people
Ah.
were not able to purchase. So they started to buy clothes from the British again,
Hmm.
so that the movements, the movement in the town reduced
Okay.
due to the influence of British clothes.
Okay. So that's the reason. Okay. So first reason, what is that? We know that the Indians, they started a boycott of British made milk clothes, and instead of that, they started using Indian made or handloom khadi clothes. Khadi cloth. But there was a problem with this, the use of the khadi cloth. What is the problem? Okay, comparing with the British made milk cloths, the cost of the khadi clothes, it is too high. Okay, so poor people, they unable to purchase, or it is not affordable for them. Okay, they are unable to purchase this khadi clothes for a long period of time. As a result of that, the poor people again turn to the British made milk clothes. So that's one reason. Okay, one reason. Okay, how the non-cooperation movement is slowed down in cities. Next reason, what is that? Already we know that the students, they boycotted the schools and colleges. Teachers, they resigned from the schools and colleges. Lawyers, they give up their job or legal practice in British courts there. But what is the problem here? There is no alternative institution for the students to learn or the teachers to work. Okay, so they joined back in the British institutions. At the same time, there is no other courts for practice for Indian advocates or Indian lawyers there. So again, they started practicing in where the British courts there. That also another reason. Clear. So these are the basic two reasons we can write. Because of these reasons, the non-cooperation movement is slowed down in cities. Slowed down in cities. Clear? Any other reasons are there? Any other reasons
The
are there?
students and teachers
Students and teachers.
went back to the government schools.
Peasants,
Peasants.
healthcare system.
No. We are not there. Okay. Where we are actually? We started the non-cooperation movement in cities. We studied about how the non-cooperation movement started in cities. Okay. And we studied about how or what is the economical problem that created by the non-cooperation for the Britishers. That also we discuss. And the next one, how the non-cooperation movement is slowed down. Okay. It speed slow down in cities. That also completed. Next topic is what? Rebellion in the countryside. Where there comes the presence. Clear? Rebellion in where? In the countryside, in the villages. Okay. Clear or not? So in villages, there are two sections of people. They fought back again or fought back. They fought against the Britishers. Okay, basically two sections, and one more is there. The third section also is there. They are the peasants, the tribals, and the plantation workers. Who are they?
Peasants,
The
tribal,
peasants, tribals and plantation workers. Okay, so the question is like this. Okay, why the peasants turn against the Britishers? Basically, they turned against the landlords and the taluksdar, right? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we completed that topic. Remember that. So this chapter is too much important for us for the examination. The weightage for this chapter is too high. Okay, number of questions are there from this particular chapter called nationalism in India. That's what I'm taking much time to explain this. Clear? So understand. The peasants, they turned against the landlords and taluksdar because the landlords used a method. What is that? What is that? Collecting high revenue from the peasants or the farmers, right? Clear? And the tenure is not secured. The tenant farmers, anytime the landlord will tell them to leave from the land, okay, or move away from the land. Clear? Clear or not? So that all created a problem for the peasants. Problem for the peasants there. Okay, so connected with this, we want to learn one thing. It is the formation of the Aud Kisan Sabha. Aud Kisan Sabha. So come back just to check the peasant movement. The people in the countryside took the meaning of Swaraj in a different way. Swaraj. So we already know that different sections of the people give different meaning for the term Swaraj. We know that it is self-rule, but different sections of the people give the meaning as or related with their own desires and aspiration. Okay, for example, in Oudh, before the beginning of non-cooperation movement, the peasants started facing lot of problem from the landlords and taluksdar. Landlords and taluksdar. What are the problems? We already know that. Okay, so to escape from such kind of problems, Nehru, okay, and Baba Ramchandra are the two people. They formulated or they organized a new organization termed the Aud Kisan Sabha. The Aud Kisan Sabha in the year 1920. But we know that non-cooperation movement that started in 1921, the month of January, right? Clear or not? So before the non-cooperation movement, Jawaharlal Nehru and Baba Ramchandra together, they created an organization for protecting the peasants from the atrocities of landlords and taluksdar. Landlords and taluksdar. Who's a talukdar? Who's a talukdar? I already told you that. Present day tahsildar. Right. Yeah. Present day tahsildar. We will use it that time in Kerala. Okay. Such kind of administrative officers, basically, they are always at the side of the Britishers. Clear or not? The landlords and the taluksdar, they are at the side of the Britishers. They are not in support with the non-cooperation movement or international movement or the peasants. They are against them. So they made this organization to fight back or fight against these oppressive landlords and taluksdar. In June 1920, Jawaharlal Nehru came across this problem of farmers, okay, across all this, and decided to set up the Audh Kisan Sabha. Within a month, there are 300 branches of Audh Kisan Sabha set up in various villages in Uttar Pradesh. Clear? Write down. Okay. So when the non-cooperation movement began, the following year, the effort of the Congress was to integrate Audh peasant struggle into the wider struggle. So Congress decided they will cooperate with the farmers in Audh, okay, or peasants in Audh, and the farmers also ready to cooperate with the non-cooperation movement. So when the non-cooperation movement began in the year 1921, the following year, I mean 1921, the effort of the Congress integrated the Audh peasant struggle into the wider struggle. As the movement spread, the landlords were attacked, shops were looted, and grain hordes were taken over. But what happened here? The farmers turned violent. They became aggressive. They started attacking the landlords. Okay, they started looting. Okay, taking away the things from the shops owned by the landlords or the rich people, and they started taking away the grain hordes were taken over. I mean, the grain that collected and kept in the granaries of the landlords were taken over by the peasants. Clear? Clear. So the non-violent movement that turned into a violent movement, non-violent movement turned into a violent movement. The name of Mahatma Gandhi was being invoked, the sanction of all actions and aspirations. So they used the idea of Mahatma Gandhi to do all these kind of activities. Clear? So for them, Swaraj means not independence, but they need freedom from the landlords and the taluksdar. Okay, they don't want to pay the revenue also. They don't want to pay the rent also. Clear or not? Clear or not? Okay, that's what the aspiration of the peasants of Oudh. So please write down these points. Come on fast, everyone. Everyone, let's do that. Okay, this is all about that question. Out Kisan Sabha and how the peasants participated in the non-cooperation movement. Okay, so next topic for us, it is the movement of the tribal people, the movement of the tribals. Okay, here it is. Tribal peasants interpreted the message of Mahatma Gandhi and the idea of Swaraj in yet another way. So the peasants in Oudh, they give a particular meaning. What is that? They want to escape from the clutches of the landlords and the taluksdar. And the same time, the tribal people, they give another meaning to the idea of Swaraj, the idea of Swaraj. Okay, so you know that the Swaraj, the meaning of the term is a self-rule. Okay, but different groups of people give different meaning for the term Swaraj. Okay, in the Guram Hills of Andhra Pradesh, AP, a militant guerrilla movement spread in the early 1920s. Okay, so we are discussing about a tribal movement. Tribal movement. So first of all, I want to ask a question: why the tribal turned against the Britishers? What made them to turn against the Britishers?
For taking the land.
Yeah, of course, colonization, correct. So what they did there, the colonial people, what they did,
They
they
used
started, they started exploiting the tribals, exploiting the tribal there. You know that the home of the tribals, it is the forest. It is the forest. So the Europeans or the British people, they started cutting down the trees in huge numbers, okay, in big quantities. And at the same time, they forced the tribal people to construct a road for the British people, construct the roads to the forests. Not only that, they banned the tribal people to enter into the forest for fetching fuel wood or grazing their animals, Okay, so the Britishers converted the forest into protected forest and reserved forest, and ban or barred the tribal people to enter into the forest. So tribal people, we know that the forest is their home, so they turn against the Britishers. So they, that time they inspired by the idea of Gandhi's Swaraj and non-cooperation. So they joined with him. So in the year 1920s, already guerrilla movement started in the Gudam Hills of Andhra Pradesh against the Britishers. What do you mean by this guerrilla warfare? An idea? Guerrilla warfare, what is that?
extreme exploitation,
Pardon?
extreme defense.
Okay. So what Nas Parveen doing there? She's combing something. Nas, what are you doing there?
Nothing, sir.
Nothing. Okay. So come on first. This is what your cameras are off. Okay, cameras are off. You're doing something else there, not listening to the class. Okay. So anyway, tell me. So guerrilla warfare means nothing but hiding somewhere and attack the enemy. Okay, hiding somewhere and attack the enemy. It's an extreme method of warfare. Okay, fine. Okay, so hiding and attack. Okay, a hidden warfare method. It is what the guerrilla warfare. Guerrilla warfare. So the tribal people already started that kind of fight against the Britishers in the early 1920s. Here, the colonial government had closed large forest area, preventing people from entering the forest to graze their cattle or to collect the fuel wood and fruits. So basically, the tribal people, they are going to the forest area to collect the fuel wood and fruits. and graze their cattle too. Clear or not? But what the British people did here, they closed the forests, not allowed the tribal people to enter in. Okay, so this enraged the hill people. So the hill people, the tribal people, turned against the Britishers. When the government began forcing them to contribute beggar, okay, so here it is beggar. What is beggar? Forced labor. Forced labor. That's what a beggar. Okay. So basically, the government, I mean the British people, forced the tribal people to construct road or road building. The hill people revolted. So they turned against the Britishers again. They started fighting against the Britishers. Their leader, who was thought to be an incarnation of God. Okay, so with the leader of this tribal people, still we don't know the name. So he himself declared that he's an incarnation of God. What do you mean with the term incarnation? Incarnation.
Other name.
Incarnation means the incarnation of the God means, again, Hindu mythology might you studied about avatarams, right? That's avataram, right? Studied or not? You heard or not?
Yes, sir.
Not asking the question studied or not. You heard somewhere, right? Incarnation of Mahavishnu, Lord Mahavishnu. Clear or not? Okay. So he himself declared or himself he taught the people that he's one of that incarnation. Okay. Avataram. Okay. Clear. To help the people. Okay. Today we know that in newspaper we are able to read a number of newses, right? Like the living gods there. There are a number of such kind of people are there. Okay. They himself they're declaring that they are the living gods. Number of people are there in Kerala also, right? Right? I'm not using any names here. So for understanding, I told that. Okay. So he himself declared that he is the incarnation of the God. So he's the leader of the tribal people. Okay. Said he was inspired by the non-cooperation movement and persuaded people to wear khadi and give up drinking. Okay. And the leader of these people, I mean the tribal people, okay, he inspired by the idea of Mahatma Gandhi. That is what the non-cooperation movement, and he forced the tribal people to wear the khadi cloth, and give up drinking, give up using liquor. Basically, it's a bad habit with the tribal people. They use the liquor. So the leader of the tribal people, write down his name, Alluri Sita Ramaraju. Alluri Sita Rama Raju. Okay, write down. Alluri Sita Ramaraju, the leader of the tribal people. So he inspired from the Gandhian idea. He participated in non-cooperation movement by forcing the people or inspiring the people, I mean the tribal people, to wear the khadi cloth and give up drinking, giving up usage of alcohol. But at the same time, he asserted that India could be liberated only by the use of force, not non-violence. Okay. He inspired the people. He inspired the people. Right or not? He inspired the tribal people. But at the same time, his attitude, it was different. Okay. He liked Mahatma Gandhi. He liked the idea of non-cooperation. But he commented that India will not go, or India is not going to get independence by using non-violence. Anyway, we want to use the force to get independence. Okay. Or non-violent way is necessary to get independence. That's what the idea of Alluri Sita Ramaraju. Okay. This led to a total destruction of non-violence. So the idea of Alluri Sita Ramaraju, okay, what is that? It is a violent one. Okay, it is against the idea of non-violence. Non-violence. Okay. So Alluri Sita Ramaraju finally caught by the British police and executed. Executed. Clear. So just write down fast. The movement among the tribals. Write a short note on the movement among the tribal people. So write down the name of the leader, Alluri Sita Ramaraju. Fast, all of you, write down. This for Savio, 1 more minute. So have you completed?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you have to inform me, right? Okay, guys,
No,
come
now
back.
what do you
Come
mean?
back. Yeah, okay, fine, fine, no problem. Okay, all of you turn on your cameras. Okay, here we are. So completed. One more question. The movement of the tribal, the movement among the tribal people. Next question. Write a brief note about Swaraj in the plantation. Okay, okay. How the plantation workers reacted to the non-cooperation movement. Okay, how the plantation workers reacted to
Write a
the,
brief,
pardon,
write a brief note on.
write a brief note on how the plantation workers reacted to the non-cooperation movement. Okay, so plantation, what do you mean plantation? An idea? So in the high range areas, so hilly regions, the Britishers started cultivating tea and coffee. Tea and coffee. Okay. Basically, in the hilly areas of Assam, they started cultivation of tea, right? Tea. And coming to the Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka region, in hilly areas, they cultivated both the tea and coffee. Tea and coffee. Clear. But in the Assam region, there is a specialty in that region. Okay. So Assam is famous for its tea cultivation, right or not? So basically, we will call it a plantation, tea plantation. Clear? Because they will use a large area of land to cultivate only tea. So we'll use a term. What is that? Plantation, tea plantation. It's a labor intensive cultivation, a labor intensive cultivation. Number of workers necessary. Clear or not? Clear. Okay, if workers are in short, I mean, workers are short in number, it is difficult to manage that industry or that cultivation. So workers are necessary. So what the Britishers did, you know, they made a number of people to join in this plantation from the neighboring states and neighboring villages, okay, or districts, and they not allowed them to go back to their own villages. Clear? Okay, almost like a trap, like a trap. For that, they made a rule also that is termed as the Inland Immigration Act of 1859. Okay, we will discuss that. Okay, so the plantation workers facing a problem. What is that? There is no freedom for them. The British is not allowing them to go back to their own villages. Okay, once they join in the plantation, it is very difficult to get a permission to go back to their own villages. Very, very difficult. Clear or not? So they also heard about the non-cooperation movement and they thought that Swaraj means freedom for them. They thought that Swaraj means Mahatma Gandhi's government will come and Mahatma Gandhi's government will give them land in their own villages. Their own villages. Basically, they are working in this plantation. They are from the neighboring states or the neighboring districts there. So they thought about if Gandhi Raj comes, they will get, or Gandhi's rule comes, they will get a land in their own villages. Their own villages. Okay. So listen carefully. Swaraj in the plantations. Swaraj in the plantations. Okay. Can you see the slide? The slide is visible for you?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So, Swaraj in the plantation. For plantation workers in Assam, freedom meant that right to move freely in and out of the confined space in which they were enclosed. So, the plantation owners, basically the British people, they give them a limited area to live, a small hut to live. Clear? And there is no freedom for them. They are unable to move out from the plantation or move in. And it meant retaining a link with the village from which they had come. So for them, they need freedom and they want to make a connection with their own village. Their own village, the Britishers not allowed them to do so. So they wanted to create a connection with their own villages. Under the Act of 1859, I already told you that Inland Immigration Act, that is there in your textbook, just underline that. Inland Immigration Act. The plantation workers were not permitted to leave the tea garden without permission, and the permission were rarely given. Okay, so the plantation workers are not have any right there is no freedom for them to leave the plantation. Clear? Clear? If they're asking for permission also, very rarely they provided the permission. In very rare cases, they got the permission to go to their own villages. When they heard about the non-cooperation movement, thousands of workers defied the authorities, left the plantation and headed home. Okay, so the plantation workers, they heard about the non-cooperation movement. Okay, the movement of the Indians, they disobeyed their officers or their authorities and they left the plantation. Okay, they moved to their own houses. They started moving to their own villages and their own houses. Okay, what happened? They, however, never reached their destination. They started moving to their own houses, but not reached their destination, not reached their villages, okay, or their houses. Okay, stranded on the way by a railway and a steamer strike. So they blocked. Okay, they're trapped in the midway because of the railway strike and steamer strike. There is no boats, there is no railway to go to their own villages. They were caught by the police and brutally beaten up. So these plantation workers were caught by the British police and brutally punished. The British police punished them brutally. Clear? Clear or not? Clear? So this is the reaction of or how the plantation workers participated in the non-cooperation movement in 1921. 1921. So write down. Come on fast. Okay, everyone. So time to take the attendance. Just turn on your cameras, everyone. Please turn on your cameras. Okay, fine. So listen carefully. Today we discussed about the 3 questions and answers. Okay, one is the peasant movement in Oudh. Next one, the tribal movement in the Gura mills of Andhra Pradesh. Third one, the plantation workers movement related with the non-cooperation in the Assam. Okay, in Assam. Clear? These are the 3 questions. So read it well, learn it well, and submit the notes today itself. Okay, clear? So we will meet in the next class, everyone. Okay, bye. Thank you.